Hello there, welcome to Conflict News 2042, continuing our coverage of Israel-Palestine, a war. We have new updates for you. Since Saturday, we've been trying to keep you fully updated about this war in the Middle East. There are four parts of this video. Firstly, what is current rocket firing, missile firing capability of Palestinian groups based in Gaza. I have a fresh video for you. The video was released around 30 minutes ago when groups in Gaza fired hundreds of rockets. What does this video indicate? Secondly, we have received now details of which Palestinian groups participated, or you could say which so far are part of the war. Because when on Saturday Palestinian groups entered settlements to the east of Gaza, it wasn't just Hamas. We have details of 6 groups which participated in those operations. Thirdly, a senior Hamas naval commander has been killed in strikes by Israeli Air Force. Israeli force targeted Hamas Commando Unit 2. And lastly, Hamas has published a video showing the release of an Israeli woman and her 2 children. Firstly, viewers, what is current rocket missile firing capability of Hamas, PIJ, resistance, popular resistance movement and the Palestinian groups based in Gaza? Because the war began on Saturday. So we are into the 6th day. In the last 5 days, we have seen thousands of airstrikes on Gaza. Some neighborhoods have been leveled, you can say. All tall buildings have been leveled. But did this bombardment affect rocket missile firing capability of Palestinian fighters or not? Because Israeli Defense Force wants to ensure, firstly, that Palestinian fighters who entered, who broke through the fence and entered Israel-controlled settlements, that they retreat or they are killed. Settlements come under Israeli control. Secondly, Israeli military wants to ensure that Palestinian groups' rocket missile firing capabilities are degraded. And then we could see ground invasion. Fighting still ongoing in some settlements. The fence was broken by Palestinian fighters. Now the fence is being repaired. Engineers are working under the cover of artillery and airplanes and drones in there. This fence was built, I think it's around 40-mile long fence which was built by Israel around Gaza. But fence was breached by Palestinian fighters when they entered the settlements controlled by Israel on Saturday. So fence is being repaired. So first target, clearance of settlements to the east, north of Gaza. Second target, degradation of a rocket missile firing capability of Palestinian groups. Around 30 minutes ago, we received a video. The video shows a new rocket fire from Gaza. It happened this morning that from Gaza, hundreds of rockets were fired in northern direction. Target was Netanya, which is a city to the north of Gaza, Israeli city. So these rockets targeted Tel Aviv to the north of Gaza, and some of them flew over Tel Aviv to hit Netanya. Now, the video clearly shows that rockets have been fired in large number and you can see that the firing was very rapid, very quick. Perhaps this is one of those videos which shows the real rocket missile firing capability of Hamas fighters, Hamas and others, at this point of time. No considerable damage to the capability of Palestinian fighters in Gaza. Why? Reason is very simple. It means their rocket firing facilities are underground, secure, though missiles are being fired by Israeli jets, but it seems that these missile launch sites are secure. That is why uh, they can hit any place in Israel with hundreds of rockets. Watch this video which we got just 30 minutes ago. You can see how rapidly and how quickly the rockets are being fired from Gaza in a northern direction. Secondly, viewers, so far analyzing the videos and pictures, it has been confirmed that 6 Palestinian groups participated in the operation against Israeli military, which was launched on Saturday. So it wasn't just Hamas versus Israeli military. And the 6 groups launched operations from Gaza. They breached the fence around Gaza. They entered Israel-controlled settlements. They killed Israeli soldiers. They killed civilians too. They abducted foreigners. And in some of these settlements, fighting still ongoing. The 6 groups which have been, by the way, these Palestinian groups are identified by their dressing. Some of them, most of them use masks. And these masks have writing on them. They have particular style of dressing. That is how they're identified. So far, 6 groups identified which jointly launched the operation against Israeli forces and civilians too. We cannot deny that Palestinian fighters killed Israeli unarmed civilians too when they entered Israel-controlled settlements on Saturday, and Israel is also killing civilians. People are dying as collateral damage in Gaza, where thousands of airstrikes have been conducted so far. The first major group is Hamas. Everyone knows that Hamas is the leading group here. Second main group is Palestinian Islamic Jihad, PIJ. We saw a video of a PIJ fighter forcing an Israeli lady to make victory sign. Obviously, he was forcing her. So that fighter was from Palestine Islamic Jihad, PIJ. Second group, PIJ. Thirdly, Popular Resistance Committees, mainly based in West Bank, but they have presence in Gaza too. So they launched operation in support of other groups from Gaza. Now we know that one commander of these resistance movements has been killed. Nasir Salahuddin, I think. I did a video on that 2 days ago. Yesterday I did a video on that. Third group, Popular Resistance Committees. Fourth group is Al-Aqsa Martyrs Brigade. Mainly based in West Bank, but it has its presence in Gaza. Fifthly, Palestinian Mujahideen Movement. Sixthly, Democratic Front for Liberation of Palestine. So far, these 6 groups have been identified that they jointly launched the operation. So it wasn't just Hamas. It means that groups in Gaza are united. Palestinian armed groups based in Gaza are united. Is there unity between Gaza and West Bank? That remains to be seen. We are seeing some unrest in West Bank, but there is no large-scale warlike situation on West Bank-Israel border. So it means that groups in West Bank have not joined the war fully so far. Main front is Gaza. Thirdly, viewers, Israel today has confirmed that last night a top Hamas naval commander was killed. I think a drone strike or an airstrike was conducted on this naval commander. His name is Mohammed Shamala, senior Hamas commander. And secondly, Israeli jets targeted Hamas's commando unit. The name of the unit is Nakhba. Its vehicles, its facilities were hit in Gaza by Israeli military, Israeli Air Force. So this is being claimed by Israeli military. Lastly, viewers, Hamas is being accused. Some international news outlets wrote articles claiming that Hamas beheaded babies when Hamas Palestinian fighters entered Israel-controlled settlements on Saturday. Hamas denied the allegation. The allegations were repeated by foreign diplomats too, by the US too. But Hamas has denied, Hamas says that it did not behead any baby, firstly. And secondly, so far no evidence has been found. So those news outlets, those newspapers which published articles, they failed to provide any evidence that Hamas beheaded babies in their offensive on Israel-controlled settlements. Rather, Hamas has published a video showing Hamas fighters who released an Israeli woman. She was with her two kids. Hamas fighters were in a position to take her hostage, but she was not taken hostage. She was released. The video was released this morning by Hamas. And Hamas rejected the allegations that it beheaded babies, and it is demanding apology from those who spread this misinformation. Hamas did kill Israeli civilians. I reported that on Saturday. Hamas, other fighters, but no evidence that Hamas beheaded babies. This is part of war propaganda. They say first casualty of war is truth, and that is what is happening.